Star Wars Day is here. This is a wrap for this, man. We're going to get into Revenge of the Sith 20 years later. Feels a little old to say that out loud. It'd be interesting to get your guys' thoughts on it as I kind of, I don't know, revisit the film. I hadn't really watched it in a very long time, so it was kind of fun to kind of revisit this one. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. So let's do what we always do. Start things off with a fun retro commercial.
I can't get this open.
Allow me to help you, young one.
Thanks, mister.
May the fries be with you.
Star Wars Episode 3 toys are now at Burger King. There are 31 different toys you can collect. You can wind up General Grievous, race around with the Millennium Falcon, or make Yoda do a backflip. There's one in every kid's meal, only at Burger King.
May the fries be with you, Matt. May the fries be with you.
And with you.
And also with you, yes. Yeah, that was a little much. Didn't care for the fries being with me, but it was fine. It was what it was. So yeah, fun commercials are out there. Matt, a common idiot, is in the house. It's been a long time. It's great to have you here, man. Happy Star Wars Day to you. Thanks for doing this.
Happy Star Wars Day. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it has been too long, honestly. But, you know, I love this movie, and hey to the chat and everybody else out there. Thanks for hanging out with us. And, yeah, I'm glad to be invited back to it because every year it's always fun, right? And it's always a nice way to enjoy Star Wars on the official, or the, I guess, unofficial, but the day it should be, rather. So not the
we call it the, so we Orthodox Star Wars Day. We like Orthodox. I thought that was all right.
Fair.
Being a Canadian, after 13 hours of nearly killing himself last year, he decided he would just do Star Wars month. So he's just been doing streams and Lego builds and stuff like that all month long, which is good because I didn't know if you knew this. I learned a new one. This is actually pretty good. May 1st, which is 501. So it's the 5 foot first. So it's another way to honor. You could do something very clone or Stormtrooper related on May 1st. You have obviously May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th. You have George Lucas' birthday. The release dates for the first 6 movies. I mean, there's tons of stuff to do in May. All right, Star Wars month. But yeah, next year's a little wonky for me, brother. I don't think I'll be doing this. I don't know if I'm going to do something earlier in the month. It falls on Memorial Day next year, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, that would. Yeah, so we're not doing that. However, 2027 is the 50th anniversary, so that might be the mic drop year for me. Am I like, all right, how do I do what I do, but then maybe even scale to the extreme and then just mic drop it out? You guys, you want to do Star Wars Day stuff, you do it. I could be a guest, but yeah, well, it just, you know, we'll see. 50 years. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I'm feeling really old inside.
It's every year it's worse and worse. And yeah, I mean, just like the little commercials like that, it again, and I'm sure you talked about this literally all day long, and we mention it over and over again talking about it, but that's when Star Wars was fun. You know, everybody, like, it was just fun. They had fun with it. It was an enjoyable franchise, and I mean, it still is to me, right? But compared to, like, you know, I call them the dark times now. But yeah, it's just a good reminder to when everything was just, it still had its problems, right? But we still loved it. It was still what it was.
Yeah, we were complaining about the prequels, but at the end of the day, you felt this through line. Like, you felt like, you know, we could see all the Naboo fighter and this thing had become this, and you could see this is the precursor to like what a TIE fighter could look like. You could see it felt all so connected, and we have tons of issues, but at the same time, it's aged very, very well for sure. So,
oh yeah.
Hello to you, wonderful chat. You guys are out there. Andrew's in here going, yeah, like and subscribe. Hey, man, thank you. And Snorty, hold my door open. Yes, we meet again another time with a galaxy far, far away. Snorty, thank you so much. You are a lovely critter yourself, my friend. Awesome.
Yeah, Pops, I did notice, sorry not to interrupt, that you are like on the cusp of like 3K, or you were about
again? All right, again. So yeah, I've been there. We went over 3K, and then YouTube took away 286 subs.
Oh my goodness! Are they still doing that? Oh god,
they still do that. That happened in started. So they didn't do it all at once. So it was 3 days in the end of the quarter. So it was like a day in October, a day in November, and a day in December. It was like 286. I went to like 310, 315, and then I announced, hey, I made it to 3,000. Everybody, pretty cool. I'll have to schedule a day. And then within a couple days, it all went away. I was like, whoa, what is happening?
Well,
so,
you're
we're
almost there
back.
again.
Almost back. Yeah. So you know what? It's fine. I don't buy subs. I don't buy anything. It is what it is. If we get there, we get there. I'm in it for the long haul. So we'll see what happens. Angry Canadian, what a great quote, by the way. Thank you so much. Ending Star Wars Day on the high ground. Indeed, I am. I try to be on the high ground. It's a good place for me. So don't underestimate Pops. He's got the high ground. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. We're building a theme here. I like it. And hello there. I actually, to be honest, it's so funny in this movie because it was so good with Obi-Wan's hello there. I thought, I wonder if I could just do get a super cut of Obi-Wan's hello there's for a clip. That seems like a nice addition to the clip library that I have. So for sure. Qui-Gon knows I was the chosen one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So we definitely need to have the high ground for sure. Let's see. I have to help Matt shoot buzz droids off his starfighter. Oh, maybe.
I have seen some of his gaming streams. They've been fun.
It's good, right? The Lego stuff, this gaming stuff. YouTube is such a great way to just
the bounty hunter
life.
games that he was playing. I've never got a chance to play early, like long ago. I haven't, just never got to play it. And so watching him play, I was like, oh man, I definitely need to get into that and check it out. So yeah, it's always good to go down memory lane.
Scatter Knight is here as well. Great name, by the way. I understand the idea of a 3-day weekend, but to spare May 30th is Memorial Day. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm good. I'm good with having it. Tea and crumpets. I'm a single man making his way through the galaxy. He's no good to me dead. You can only get so far without a trap. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, we were discussing that before we started. We discussed it a little bit when we started, and we definitely talked about it this morning. Watched it 3 times. Congratulations. AC would be the first to tell you what a great theatrical experience it is. Like, it soared to the top of his theatrical experiences because of how much stuff he didn't actually catch before. Like, you don't catch some of the sound and some of the effects and stuff like that. So, yeah, YouTube's frustrating. Yeah, I was not trying to just really complain. So, yeah, I know, Nerporio, that's a tragedy right there. But you know what? I'm happy for you, man. You got to meet those guys in person. Can't wait to hear more from you sharing those stories for sure. So, and if you can join us, feel free to let me know, Nerporio, because we're more happy to let you in. I did not know when you'd be available, but yeah, of course. Phil just rebranded. Oh, okay. Did not know. I did not know, Phil. You are Scattered Knight. What a good name, Phil. I don't want to see the turtle stuff go away. Hopefully ketchup on pizza doesn't go away, because that actually makes me laugh. It's really disturbing. It's very odd. Scatter Knight is Phil. Bear with me if I get that wrong for a while, Phil. I love you, brother. Love you. So, oh, he's almost done with Andor. I know. So there are. I try to watch it. I know, Matt, you would definitely discourage me from said, because we suffered through Andor season 1 together and mocking it all along the way, and it deserves every bit of that and then some. So I tried to watch the first episode, and I got through. I loved it. It was really well. It looked good, but it didn't take for it long to be stupid. And I just kind of checked out. And then I tried to check back in, because people talk about how good it is, like at episode 7. So I'll just watch the recap. There's just way too many stupid girl boss moments and stuff just in the recap. I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm just out. So
yeah, I just checked out after Andor 1, and I was like, I just can't do it again. I'm not going to put myself through it. Life has been way too busy for me anyway, and I'm like, the limited time that I have, I cannot bear even wasting it on Andor. So
yeah,
I've watched a couple of reviews. Yeah, a couple of people have said it's decent. So I just saw some other things too standing out, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to waste my time on it. So I hope it's good for the people that like it, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't have Disney Plus, so it's like a hassle to watch with how I have to get access to it and stuff. So it's like, no thanks, I'm just good. Teen Crepit's like wants some Bosk. I mean, I love Bosk. I mean, Bosk is great. So I'm just not a fan of them touching anything else. I'd rather see you go out, Teen Crumpets, and make some sort of bounty hunter show with a bunch of creatures and weird stuff happening. That's way more fun. So I'm shouting in the wrong room. I don't know. So Soul assassin in the house. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love your ketchup and pizza, Phil. Don't let that go. Don't let that go. So season 2 is a setup. I don't know. Oh yeah, Jacob, we're all real happy for you, brother. Glad stuff's working out. So
It's awesome.
yeah, Corey, you can just troll him
I
right
love
away. I got an Office Max chair with his name on it. It's got like blood pressure cuffs and a headphone set. The hook's in the back, just so we're clear. It's just mad. So
Who was the guy? R.I.P. What was his Wade? Is that it?
yeah, R.I.P. Wade is from Kenobi though. Let's not mix up the beauty of the idiocy of Disney Marvel, Star Wars to say R.I.P. Wade.
Yeah, it said Matt loved the Kenobi show. Yeah, I loved R.I.P. Wade.
R.I.P. Wade, indeed. Yeah, that was this one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was the I think it's the most viewed Star Wars content I have is me face pumped in the season 1 and 2 of Kenobi, and people's calling me how I'm not a Star Wars fan. It's very how that all went down. So.
Same. A lot of people watched those videos of me laughing my ass off at the Kenobi show, and mine was mixed. I had like 50% people hating me, and then 50% of people agreed with me. So at least I got a good.
We had a good run, man. We had a good run.
It was fun. I had fun watching.
I feel like Andor is a cool, man. Enjoy it, but for the original Kyle Turner, yeah, man, it's good. It's good, man. It's fine. He likes his steaks well done. Fair enough. So, all right, Battlefield 2. It's popping off right now. Loads of fans are playing. Cool. I don't know, Matt. Are you playing any games right now?
Not currently, but I have heard that as well, that Battlefront 2 has just exploded again in popularity, which it should, because those games were awesome. I remember those were like eventful when they came out. I mean, I feel like they just came out, but they've been out for so long. That's why everything's just, time is literally flying by. But I'm glad that it's got this resurgence, and maybe a Battlefield 3 will come out now, because I think they were supposed to have one and it got scrapped, but who knows? I mean, at this point anymore, I don't trust them to do anything, whether it's gaming. AAA gaming is kind of everything's just, I feel like, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just, I like old school way of doing things. It felt simpler, more authentic. Everything now just feels like a corporate toilet water. So, but who knows? I just hope to be wrong. I hope it's great stuff, because I miss good things. So,
speaking of old stuff, let's just check in with old stuff.
Star Wars with the King. Star Wars Episode 3 now playing.
That's actually really good.
It's so simple, and it's just fun, man.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. That was fun. I like that commercial. That was fun. So, okay, so we'll get into some hot takes. So if I have to score Revenge of the Sith, it's not going to be as high as many of you prequel lovers. Hopefully you won't hate on me. I did enjoy rewatching it. The opening sequence, the big rescue thing, I had a couple of problems. One, there's like wasted time. So when I talk about a movie being too long, it needs to be trimmed down. What I mean is, like, when the little robot things are on Obi-Wan's ship and we're wasting 2 or 3 minutes having a little, chatty chat gag and whatever, so Anakin can scrape them off or whatever. It's just going on too. It's just silly. Like, it's just keep things moving. So there's like a minute or two here that could be turned away. And then the fact that when we rescue Palpatine, he just kind of wanders around as like an old guy we're dragging along and doesn't even have lines in some of those things. So if you watch that scene, I'm like, he doesn't even talk. Like, I forgot how odd it is. I was like, they could have just kidnapped anyone. So my opening sequence is beautifully done at times, and it's super epic. It feels like a video game. But also there's moments where I'm just like, I don't need so much of it. So we're gonna come in hot, Matt. We're gonna come in hot with my takes, I guess. So
no, I agree. Some of it does come a little forced when it came to that. Like, it felt, you know what I mean, little odd and out there. But I will say I I remember this being in the intro, the beginning, like the way they handled Dooku though. That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah, no, I love it. I think that he's got one red lightsaber, one blue lightsaber, so it's literally quite on the nose with their metaphors and stuff. I mean, I get it. I'm good. We're good with kids and stuff. There are beautiful shots. Like I'm not trying to take away, how cool any of this is. Like I'm like, yeah, this is freaking great.
I loved it in theater. I remember seeing it even as a kid. I still now to remember that intro scene I thought was freaking awesome, where you just kind of see the very beginning, the overglass, everything, and then the fighters just kind of tumble downward, and then you see this massive just galactic battle going on, and you're just like, holy crap, like the war has officially kicked off. Like it's so cool. Like that kind of stuff is because I grew up on the originals, and when I remember hearing about the Clone Wars and all this, that's what I always wanted to see, is that kind of like ground fighting type of stuff. I would have loved to see something like like a Band of Brothers show with clone troopers. I think would be freaking awesome. But nevertheless, what we got, I thought that was awesome. It was just really cool. So
yeah, I agree. Soul Assassin saying, hey man, get yourself a 5 Battlefront game. It's got so many game modes. You can hunt and fight Wampas and Gungans.
I got the original 05 one on Xbox. I just gotta dust that Buick off and see if it starts up anymore, because it's been
Phantom Menace on PS1, and the hype around 3. Oh, the hype around every single one of these was just nuts. So,
dude, episode 1 when that, I remember. I mean, I know I'm not going back to episode 1, but the hype on that when that first came out, and then even 3, I remember waiting on. It was like midnight. We were waiting to just get in. I mean, the line was huge. Yeah. Every single theater was sold out to get in there and see the showing. You were crammed like sardines in all these theaters. It was nuts, absolutely nuts. I don't think it sucks. That's what sucks, Bob's like kids now and people now will never experience that again. Not with Star Wars. There's no way. Maybe. I don't know, but
I lived through the 90s, and I lived through a dark time before, so I'm okay with the fact that there's money matters eventually. I lived through the Eisner era with this company. Like I've been there. I've been through some dark times, guys, where all the money was spent on theme parks and nothing on them. I got it. I mean, it's fine. I know. Just listen. Just enjoy what's good, and we just keep going.
Yep.
So. Let's see. I saw the comment here. Notorial's trolling me a little bit. Is it possible for Revenge to get a high score? Not from a pop. And so it gets a high score. It does. So, I don't want to get too into the weeds. All I'm going to say, yeah, I know he staged it. I get what's happening. It's too overdone. It's overcooked. It's too much. So. And Corey, thank you so much, man. The generosity here has been great on a day like today. I can't thank everybody enough. Thank you so much, Corey. Memberships given out there. Appreciate that. I went to Stephen Ransom. So thank you. That's awesome. So, Matt, I have a hard time because obviously I'm an OG guy. So for me, Star Wars and Empire are almost like tens. Like how do I be critical of these two? Like people, Empire's better. What? Yes. Star Wars, New Hope's better. Yes. I'm good with both. And then with Jedi, the problem is even with all of its little flaws, and I give it a lot of grace on the Ewok thing because I lived in 82 and 83 and understand how much more expensive it would be to get, 1,000 Wookiee costumes and getting people that would be big enough to do Wookiee. It's easier to get little people. It was easier to, but it's so freaking rewatchable, man. You know what I mean? I can just rewatch it. It's just so smooth. So with this, as good as this one is, it's by far the best of the prequel trilogy. I have no doubt about that. So we'll get more into it for sure. So, yeah, opening shot's fantastic. Sure, wanted to see more Windu. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so you're familiar with the Tartakovsky, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, crazy enough, I've not seen his version of it though. Now I've always,
I know we will correct.
Yeah, I know it's out there. I know his art. He did Primal. I don't know if you've seen that show. It's like with the dinosaurs and stuff. So, but I know of the show. I've always heard amazing things, but I have yet to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it later
Oh,
on.
we're gonna get you squared away on this, my friend. So this is a not upscaled event, not an upscaled version, folks. This is just a regular version. Regular version. We'll put that in the comment here for the Clone Wars.
Because was it a series or just like a 2-hour movie? It was just like a movie.
No, it was not a movie at all. It was so what they did was they would just release 2 to 3 minute clips every week on Cartoon Network. It was completely insane. You would blink and it would just be gone. You're like, holy crap, I missed it. So we used to just have to set the freaking VCR and record everything or DVR stuff. But now you can go to like places like this guy, and you can just look Clone Wars and Tartakovsky up, and he was fantastic. So tons of great stuff from him for sure. So Fred's in the house. Fred, thank you, my friend. Good to see you. This movie is almost like a Jekyll turning into a Mr. Hyde kind of movie because we see Anakin going from being a Jedi to becoming more of an iconic villain in sci-fi history. Yeah, and just unhinged. He starts off just sort of like a petulant child, and then he becomes like this crazy narcissist and then a megalomaniac. Yeah, just it's good stuff. I came out of the theater saying, Matt, I came out of the theater with my friend. We were pressed back then, right? So I went in with my friend and went with my 2 boys, and I said, I can't believe they pulled it off, man. Lucas pulled it off. Because I went in pretty skeptical, to be honest. I went through Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, had all that romance stuff, and I was like, he's obsessed with all this romance stuff. I was kind of skeptical. He pulled it off.
And then they said they were going to actually have him in the suit and how they were going to do the voice and everything. So yeah, there was a lot of like kind of riding on the line of that. I remember hearing that as well. Like, I was like, are they going to be able to pull this off correctly? Are they going to be able to do it? And I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, that's one thing about Star Wars. Like as a kid, when the original 3 were out, you're a big Luke fan. And then as you get older and you learn, like to see the prequels and stuff, it's a story about essentially the father and his son. So, because it's so hyper focused on Luke, kind of the original 3, and then the first ones are more about the creation of Vader. And if you love Anakin's story, and you see that him morph into this mega villain, like it's awesome. It's amazing how they do it. So I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I like the boundaries that they pushed in this with showing how evil he had to go to become Vader. That at the temple and with the younglings, like that, I was not expecting that.
No, I don't think Disney would have done it. I said, this is the thing I think they just would have been too much of cowards. So we'll get back to that, but I want to say thanks. Norporeal Lifeform with 5 memberships. 5. That's amazing. Thank you so much, brother. Those went to Kitty Bear, Decepticon, Brandon the Anime Guy, Jonesy, and Copa. Man, thank you. Norporeal has been such a cool friend in all this, man. He's freaking amazing, man. So I love this brand. Love this man. We gotta get you to Florida, bro. We gotta hang out. He says Star Wars is his favorite. It's fine. You can do that. You can be fine. You love what you want to love, man. Works in England for most of these movies. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He learns how to play a crowd and stuff too, man. I've seen him live a couple times. He could host a panel. He could just really work a crowd. He was a really smart dude, really interesting and clever. So, I don't know, man. They were like recruiting them. It was like a thing, but they were actually like part of stuff back then. It was like much more common. They would have little people having regular jobs doing stuff, things like that. It's kind of weird. So, Primal, prepare yourself. Yeah, I know. I've heard stuff. So I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's me too. I don't know where it went. I got to get this Tartakovsky version though. I got to get it so I can get my grandkids hooked even more. I still can't get. I don't feel like I've turned the corner with this. I've turned the corner though with like vintage anime sci-fi. So, for instance, Battle of the Planets, Star Blazers, Robotech. I think we've got like the anime robot stuff from the 80s, 70s, and 80s. I think he's down with that. But I don't think Star Wars is stuck.
Yeah. Well, you
What'd you say?
have time. I said you got the seeds planted for all that, for the anime robo stuff
Yeah.
with your grandkids.
We just got Voltron too. Got to give Voltron. Transformers. He hasn't really watched too much Transformers, so
Oh yeah, you
we'll
got to
get
get them to 80s Transformers,
getting there.
and then hit them with that movie and just completely destroy their lives.
I'll wait till he's a little. I'll wait till he's a little older, like I was. Easier to
Oh
handle
yeah,
when
you
you're a
have
little.
to. You have to.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm getting more attached first. Then I'll rip his heart out. Yeah, I feel you.
Exactly.
Remember back in the 80s when Disney Channel used to show the original Star Wars? It was before they even taken over the franchise. Yeah, they would license it from Fox. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
First CGI used a series to bring back a deceased actor to reprise a role for a iconic character. Yeah, this was a little practice test. The shot kind of looks okay. It's so short, it doesn't bother me. Like Rogue One's is just too long. It's just too much of it. The tech's not awful, but you notice it for sure. So, Keely Chow, great to see you again, my friend. Good stuff. Gundam Pops. Yeah, I had my first revisit. I haven't seen that Gundam stuff in a while. Ironcasher got me on it. We watched Mobile Suit Gundam 1. It's on Netflix. We didn't have we would have done this sooner if we knew it was free on Netflix. Like, just didn't know. But the first 3 movies are there. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that. So but yeah, back to this. It's nice to, it feels really good the way they devolve his character. Like I said, petulant child. It really is very simple with this idea of I can just keep my girl alive. She's going to die because I have these visions. It didn't feel like it aged well for me. It feels like it seemed almost too simple and stuff. He just seems like he's just a much less intelligent individual than I kind of thought. But
that's what I was going to say. I was like, that was the one thing. It's like, didn't he not? I mean, he had to have known Padme, knowing like how his wife wasn't going to be okay with his decision making. So it's like, how do you manipulate, unless they really played off that Padme was like an idiot, which they didn't. How do you spin this to her where it's like, hey, honey, this is great. I just killed everyone we know. Just so I for sure know that you're safe.
The speech, if there really is a multiverse, there's a multiverse where Lucas has Padme like shove a dagger in his heart in that scene and saves billions and billions of lives or something. Like it's completely strange because it's such a dumb speech. Like, you didn't kill kids, did you? Well, I mean, I kind of had to. Like, it's like, what? Oh wait, I'm gonna ruin you and I can just rule the galaxy together. The Emperor's, we're more powerful than even him. Like, what? Wait, let's go back to the killing kids part. Can we like not skip over like the whole like? Did you just do all the things that Obi-Wan said you did? Like,
what was
yeah,
that?
I kind of did.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Keely Chow, we just don't really kind of go down that today. We just kind of stay on the other side of the lane. So Obi-Wan never listened to Mace Windu when he said Annie's not trained. Mace Windu see through him. Yeah, I guess so. But then again, Mace was retarded too by not taking Anakin to the fight scene. Like, I think it leads to Anakin's fall by him just being naive to what's actually happening. He's been kind of brainwashed, but he was not really all in. He even pulled his lightsaber on Palpatine. And then if he was sort of included, and by the way, I don't know you, but Matt, that does not age well. The fact that Palpatine just cuts down Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, like they didn't even last seconds. It was, I hated that. That's still by far one of my.
Yeah, I understand what they were trying to show is like, hey, he was, obviously very good master of sword fighting or using a Jedi or a lightsaber, but it's like it was done poorly. It was. I mean, the WWE was more believable. Like, that was just very weak. Like, come on, at least put some more effort into it. That could have lasted a little bit longer, something. I don't know, but. Yeah, they didn't do their best effort in that little interaction with those two. So
I think George just needed to reframe how he wanted to approach the shot. So I think if you had just had Mace walk in where they're further behind him, so he pushes Mace Windu out of the way and they start charging at him, and then he can like force push them on the other side of the room, and it just. He literally just lunges and the lightsaber goes in the chest of the one guy. Like, he didn't even do anything. It was like really, It's almost too much. And again,
Yeah.
I get what he's going for, but it was too much.
And they could have used that was a good way of potentially using more or showcasing more like the Sith force powers or something. They could have
Correct.
thought outside the box and did something like that, and it was just use a lightsaber and do it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed like you said a little lazy.
Yeah. Project King Room is in the house. Great to see you, man. Let's see here. The Jedi aren't prepared. I know. I get it. We have to have fun nerd fights. I know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will say, it felt silly for Mace to just talk about it. He's too. We're just going to keep talking about people being too dangerous. Just do it, man. Just cut him off. Just freaking cut him down. Like it's just so. Look, I get it. It's not terrible. Okay, the novelization does it better. Okay, that's fair. That probably makes sense. Like I said, I am trying to explain where we're going to score this movie and how, where, and why, where the issues lie. Not because I'm like, I hate the movie or anything like that. It's just there's little things. There's that scene we're talking about. Like, yeah, I know you just killed all these kids, but you didn't really like. Wait, what? Yeah, and then he just starts choking her. It's like, wait, you don't want anything to happen to her. I don't know. It's fine. I love that it's at his hand, though. That is good. It's very clever.
Yes.
It just wasn't a dotted line that was easy to connect, I think, in the rewatch. It was like, oh, George really kind of leaped. Yeah. But this would have been a masterpiece if it was passed on to like Irvin Kershwin to do this one too. You know, the guy who does Empire. Like he had done if he had just taken over this franchise. My gosh, this is just yeah. I get it. So look, I know what's going on. This isn't about me being naive or understanding what's happening. It's the bumpiness of execution. Like some things are just clumsy, and it's way superior. The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. It's just so to me. Attack of the Clones is what happens when you have a awkward nerd like George Lucas try to write about romance. It's so badly done. It is hard.
Attack of the Clones was definitely disappointing to me, only because I expected more Attack of the Clones stuff and not the whole, and I understand you got to set it up for the whole romance and all that. I get it. I understand. But I don't know. I
don't think they needed to show it. I think they could have it would have been more romantic to have them not show it. Like they have their hands touch and they kind of lean in for the
little
kiss
things.
And they cut away. And then, there's just little things. We didn't need to see him try to ride some weird CGI thing. Like he's showing off on like he's trying to ride a bicycle for a girl he's trying to impress when he's 13. It just, everything about it was just like goofy romantic tropes and not.
If they kept it more tucked away, behind, like again, alluding to it, but not being, like, hey, look, they're a couple, it would have been a little bit more impactful, I guess, when you get to 3 and you start seeing them like in the same living quarters all the time, right? And
by the way, we're supposed to believe it's undercover, no one knows, but she's obviously massively prego, and he's constantly like, hey, coming out of her quarters.
Yeah,
he's been gone for a while, and he shows up in her room. It's like, oh, I wonder what's going on in there.
They're like, Obi-Wan, where's your Padawan? I don't know. I guess he's still with her. I don't know.
He knows exactly who he goes see, though. Yeah.
Where you been staying at, Annie? Where you been?
What have you been doing, Annie? You seem like you're tired today because you weren't tired yesterday. What's going on? Where you been?
You're off on a little training.
What he needs to do is he probably needs to go for a Star Wars commercial and he feels better.
That cheeseburger you do not want.
I do not want that cheeseburger.
Those fries give Yoda.
Here, have my fries.
Your drink desire you not.
The Diet Pepsi, I do want.
Want you not?
Do
not want.
This summer, grab a Diet Pepsi and see Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
And he just needed Diet Pepsi. He just needed to, man, merchandising.
I know. Yeah. That was actually kind of controversial too, is how they were utilizing Yoda and bringing back Chewbacca and stuff. If you remember back then, that was still people were a little skeptical of that. So
I just think everybody was just on edge, and then when Phantom Menace dropped, because obviously with Phantom Menace, they had such a massive exploitation of the fandom for toys, and people thought, oh man, if we just get the toys like we would have in 1977, no bunch of money, and my kid can have money for college. Or I mean, it was just there was all sorts of weird delusion of how many toys were made and all the different things that happened, but it was a phenomenon for sure. And the movie was like, it was fine. You know, it's for little kids. There was so much of that little kid humor. And again, I think George, he had little kids, so he probably was writing what made them laugh. Like, oh look, we could have this weird, hoppy, goofy dude who talks funny and steps in poop. It's funny. Ha ha, they laugh. Cool. Okay, fine. But for the rest of us, we were like, oh, dear Lord, make that stop. So yeah, with our love of Chewbacca and Yoda, it's like also, what are you going to do with Yoda? Like, how are you going to work that out? And I didn't really pull the slide up for Yoda. I had Yoda pulled up a minute ago after the scene with Palpatine, and he loses, but it's like, I just got to leave now. And you're like, do you though? Do you really? You don't want to rematch? You don't want to try to figure this out? You don't want to go deal with the dude that just killed the younglings? Like you and Obi-Wan don't want to team up together and go deal with this guy? No.
I thought that was just like, yeah, we're just gonna hide. We're just gonna run, disappear, and
we're just gonna check out.
Yeah.
We're
just gonna bury our heads in the sand.
Yeah. So they just leave the humans, the Bail Organas of the world, to organize a rebellion on their own. They're just like, oh, we're just check it out. So I wish I could tell you that it's just not perfect, and I'm trying not to hate on it. I do love everything about it in ways, but I'm also like, if this was objectively what the current company had did to resolve a major plot point like this, I'd be pretty angry with how convenient certain things worked out. So that's kind of why I'm trying to be intellectually honest about it. That's all, chat. I know, chat. You hate me. That's all.
100% agree with you. Listen. A lot of people forget that too. It's like, if you're going to be overly critical about today, because we nitpick everything to death today, like every little thing we do. Well, we have to do that equally to the stuff that we all say that, like, oh man, it's nostalgia and we love it. Yeah, you could still love it. It's still like holds near and dear to my heart, right? But then, like, and like we talk about Ghostbusters, because I got to bring it up at some point. But like, I hate Ghostbusters too. Like, I love Ghostbusters. I'll watch Ghostbusters too. But there's so much that I could rip apart in that movie.
I can't do Ghostbusters too, man. It was a huge topic. It's come up a couple times on Talk Hard and stuff too, and they were all attacking me. And I will say the hot take. I will take the hot take, guys. I can sit through Afterlife more than I can Ghostbusters too.
Oh,
Afterlife is just a feel good. It's slow. I get it. It's stupid in some ways, but you know what? The stupid emotional slime stuff is so retarded for me.
Oh,
and the walking Statue of Liberty. I'm checked. I can't.
It doesn't exist in my head canon. It does. It's not there. What they did to the Ecto one was blasphemy. But yeah, I don't want to get into it. But I'm just saying, like, getting back on track to this, I gotta nitpick everything, right?
Yeah,
you got to,
because I want to justify. Okay, I'll just say it. My score is, I enjoyed the rewatch so much. I feel like a 7.5. Like, I feel like a 3.5 is probably fair, but I feel like it's like a 3.5, not quite to a 4. It's like it's weird place between 3 and 4, and it just depends on kind of how I feel about some of these issues. That's what I'm trying to explain to you at home, so you're not going to be super mad at me at the end when I'm like, you hated this movie. I don't hate this movie. I'm with you, Project Cambrian. It is the best of the prequels. It has an unpolished script. I do agree. It feels like we could have just trimmed some issues here and there, just a couple little pieces. Like, hey, George, is that really how you want to have that happen? I actually felt like, and I don't know how this was, and maybe it's almost like headcanon because it didn't ever happen, but I felt like Yoda was going to be banished to Dagobah because he had sort of like force inferiority complex or something. Like, it just felt like, dude, you were just beaten in one little fight. Like, who cares? Like, what's the big deal? So,
yeah, and then
Plo Koon is. I think I'm trying to figure out which one's which. I think I might have Plo Koon mixed up with the other one. Because Plo Koon might. I said it earlier, and then I thought, I think Plo Koon actually the one who got shot down. Or is he in the
he was
throne
the
room? I
one
think
with
he's in the throne room. Yeah, he's one who just gets cut down. Yeah. One gets cut down and one gets so some of these great Jedis were just dispatched too easily. So
well, and that's like the Clone Wars, the animated series emphasized a lot of those. Like you got to see a little bit more of those Jedi and what they did. So that was the cool thing about the animated series, even though again, you could pick that apart too. And like there's a lot that they did horribly wrong in that show and broke canon and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he was when he got shot down in the Starfighter. Like, but he was a great Jedi, and the show emphasized his greatness way more than anything that we saw in the movies. Obviously, because I mean, how much was he even in the movie? What, 30 seconds?
Just a few seconds.
Yeah, if that, you just get shot down. That was it.
And I think the Clone Wars. So for me, I could never get into the Clone Wars because it wouldn't take too long for them to do something I think is so radically bad. So I'll never forgive them for giving Darth Maul legs. I just can't do it. Like I just can't. I can't. But before we do anything else, TJ Ronnie G, that's just gold, man. Han Solo and Carbonate's gone down in value as adjusted for inflation. Maybe. I don't know how I feel about that. So let's see. Han Solo's let's see. The only one that thought I like Sakura got it worse. Yeah, she just walk up and just shoot her, and then they just keep shooting her. Like, I 100% saw that. And actually, I totally brain cramped on like they just stand there and just keep shooting her. That happened to another scene too. It wasn't as personal as it was hers, but I was like, wow, what on earth?
Yeah.
And how can we hate on Rick Moranis saving a museum from Jello mold? Because we can. Because that's exactly right. It's saving the museum from Jello mold. That's exactly how we feel. We don't even know what is this. There's no Ghostbusters that came out in 2016. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's like there's a dinner theater thing I heard rumors about, but I don't know what you're talking about. Tale of Darth Pops the Wise. Yeah, I would not quite sure I'd be on the dark side. I don't know what I do. I feel like I'm like the old Jedi in like a place like Dagobah who's just been there this whole time, and then like, oh, by the way, there's all this stuff transpired without me, that kind of thing. So
that was the one thing with Yoda, like said, that if he went to Dagobah, right, like they should have given him like at least a better reason or something. I understand he was in hiding, right? But like, if you're just gonna hide there to die, what was the point? Like, at least try something. Like salve. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they should have showcased like, oh, here's all the knowledge from the Jedi Temple that I was able to save, and blah blah blah, like something. But I don't know. I just feel like
in practice, one of the dumbest concepts is how this ends to get to Luke and Leia. So the dumbest concept would say, all right, so these two Jedis, this extreme Jedi master and then master warrior Obi-Wan Kenobi, instead of like just stick together with these two kids and then the Leia Organa's future family, and you just deal with because it's not all turned over to the Empire immediately. Like you got a couple days, guys. Like figure out how to regroup somewhere and. You know what I mean? It's like it's fine. It doesn't reverse engineer terribly, but it doesn't reverse engineer great. That's all. So, they're gonna duel. Okay, fair enough. Good luck with that. I've seen Matt's reach. You're in trouble, AC.
I would say if he already said he had the high ground, I'm screwed. So
well, that's true. You would definitely lose the high ground there, but you got longer arms. I think the wingspan's bigger for you, so AC, you might be in trouble. So Claude is here, great. Yeah, I know. We have to watch other stuff, AC. I see that's another one of my pet peeves. It's like it really wasn't fleshed out. I think that I know there's stuff that George had written, it just didn't make it on screen. So I have to be objectively honest with what's on screen, not what's outside of it. That's all. A live action mecha movie. Huh, interesting. So that's funny. Yeah, you got to post that on Ironcast. That's funny. A mech. Is the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters true? A mech. A kaiju. Ask him if it's technically a kaiju.
I guess technically, I mean,
might be. Yeah, epic scene, epic battle. Loved it. And a great way to take this character down the road you wouldn't think. Like there is hesitation. I like the fact that Palpatine sounds like the Emperor and Jedi, so I get it. It worked really, really good.
Yeah, I love that scene. Like I said, and how he handled Dooku and how he finished him off and everything. I didn't expect that. I really did not expect them to behead him like that. That was wild to me. So, I remember seeing it. I was like, "Cause that wouldn't happen today. No way. I don't think so."
So epic. You didn't know who Christopher Lee was? Oh man, Christopher Lee is a goat, man. Christopher Lee is a boss, man. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, he is.
And Christopher Lee is so good. Doesn't his character, like Dooku, looks surprised? Like they lop his hands off. He's like, he has this look of like, oh crap, did that just happen? Was that in the script? Like you literally have Christopher Lee's look on his face, like, wait, did that just happen? So,
and then when he's like, do it, and it's like he's even more surprised. Like, are you serious right now?
Wait, do what? Wait, do what? You're gonna do what? I'm like Christopher Lee. I'm Count Dooku. Like, thought we were bros and all this, right? So it's true. It actually, it's not Disney. It's everyone. Almost everything. It's almost everything. Much. It's either too safe, like what we're talking about stuff, or it's so radically gross it doesn't make any sense. Like the Scooby-Doo Velma show, right? We're gonna do something that's so the WB's Harley. Poison Ivy lesbian show. Like what are we doing? That's not even, it doesn't even make sense. Like we're just, I don't understand. So those are the two extremes. The normalcy is not a thing right now. So, and
again, I'm stopping right here. I'm not going further, but it seems like sometimes degeneracy, okay, but other things, we don't want to do that. But you know what I mean? 100%. And again, I'm not trying to get in the conversation of that, but it's
you and Mrs. Pop should hang out and run that live stream for 16 hours and see how your hell suck. Yeah, that's her pet peeve.
Yep, it's awful.
Yeah, Soul Assassin. I will be more than happy to just defend the resume of Christopher Lee. Like I'm going to tell you what, man, Christopher Lee.
Yes.
And by the way, let me throw another name out there for folks to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. Frank Langella is amazing. So Frank Langella, I just saw him in this Mel Brooks movie called The 12 Chairs. And he is so suave and cavalier and charismatic. I'm like, I don't even remember this guy having any roles like this. Where did this come from? So I feel like a complete noob. So I've
heard of 12 Chairs. I've yet to see it.
It is a different kind of comedy because this is before how radical he was when you get to Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and stuff. So it's before that. He's adapting like a Russian comedic folklore type thing, and it is fun. It's uneven though. So my first watch review with Baron is on there, so you can watch on my channel. I'll give you a little Cliff Notes version. So
okay.
The lore though. Well, let's do a commercial. We have to keep it. We got to keep it going, guys. There's so many to get through. We have to just do it.
Star Wars. The battle for the galaxy has begun. Which side will you choose? Good or evil? The way of the Jedi or the dark side of the Force? Episode 3, Figures and Vehicles. Collect the whole set.
Ooh, a little Tartakovsky there at the end. That one probably has too much of the Imperial March in it. That's going to get copyright struck. That's what they copyright. They copyright the commercials, and they copyright when the commercial doesn't have the music cut up enough. So I usually have to go back and take the song out. So those of you at home watch. If you're watching it on replay, there's no actual song in the background. That would be why. It is YouTube's fault. So as the lore and the canon went from the original trilogy, is we knew that Obi-Wan defeated Anakin, and there was some sort of lava battle. That's all we ever knew. We didn't know anything else. It was just in all of the EU encyclopedia type stuff. And then we got it. I have to be honest, this holds up way better than I remembered. Of all of the complaints, all the CGI issues, and some of the stuff that I could try to nitpick with, I don't know about you, Matt. This was epic.
Oh yeah. I mean, the lightsaber battle alone was just incredible. It was intense. The way the acting, it was very Anakin, especially at the end when he's laying there on the bank, right? And Anakin or an Obi-Wan, you were the chosen, like that. Oh, that whole scene, like the whole ending was just, it built up to this major just showdown, and I think they did a really good job. I mean, yeah, the only thing they jumped around a lot, and they were on like these odd little platforms sometimes, because of the environment, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, I wish it was a little bit more like the Phantom Menace, that ending with Qui-Gon, where it's like they're just on a stationary platform going to town. There's a lot of it, but like I said, the jumping around and riding these little weird things, and
Yeah, there are
still
little
fighting.
floating lava hoverboard type things, which
Yeah.
is the dumbest part of it for sure. But I
Everything
agree
else.
with you. I wish, when they're down in the lava was way worse than like with the first part when they're on like the platform that's melting away and stuff. I think if we wish he'd done more of that ahead of time and then have it end down in the lava and they have to kind of jump off these stones and Obi-Wan just gets to the high ground first. That would have been the better way
And
to
that's
go. But
that's what was the shame of it. It's like the lightsaber skills that they were showing on screen, like because the actors that were really utilizing it were so impressive, but I felt like they were taking away from it by all this other extra jumping around and all that stuff. And it's like, like you didn't have to do that. You already have these amazing abilities that they're training over and over and over and over and doing. It's like, just focus on that. You don't need the extra. But I get it. They needed to get to the point where one literally had high ground. He's like, don't do it. I'm telling you right now.
right.
So,
Don't make me do it.
yeah.
Yeah, Project Cambrian. I have not watched that again. The Masters of the Universe, that OG Master Universe. I don't know that I can do it. There was a lot of talk of it making its round into Talk Hard, but I nixed that. It didn't go. We killed that. But that's okay. It may still come. I don't know yet. We'll see. They're going to do a Masters of the Universe movie, so maybe it'll be something I can't dodge. But yeah, Frank Langella is really good in it for sure. And I love the merch. Yeah, the toys are freaking amazing. Like man, frickety frack. I love to have these toys. I love it. It's beautiful stuff. Drawn out a little bit, sure. Could have cut the segment down. I'm not quite sure I'm going to go 30% with you there, but I think just a little. I think more on. I don't know what are those called? The thing that's melting away. What do we call those things, Matt? What is it, like the metal scaffolding type stuff?
Yeah,
whatever was built on this planet that's just melting and breaking away. Yeah. AC says, I felt like a lot of episodes was just to flex on the technology that made it. There was a lot more of that with Phantom Menace. He was really showing off with Phantom Menace because he like CGI'd actors into scenes from different takes and put them together. So there is a lot of wonkiness in like dialogue sequences, and it's because those God, he just put them together. So I think episode 3, he was really showcasing how far we could go with base battles and stuff. Like he was just, it was definitely a leap forward for sure. Like you said, that opening sequence when we swoop down and stuff like that, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, these men lived this for so many lives. They're so down with this stuff. It's really fascinating. If you've seen these clips where he's on like Graham Norton and stuff, they hand him a lightsaber thing and he just starts twirling it around. You're like, yeah, it's
weeks and months of just go over and over in that choreography of doing that. It's like it gets drilled in your head, and they'll know that probably forever. So
yeah, some really good stuff. Some really good stuff. And you know what, I have to give it credit. Maybe this is AC a little bit what you felt too. It also showcased these shots working so well. Now, not all the shots where they're out in the environment because of the CGI enhancement of the human in the environment, but these shots, I think, they look amazing.
Yeah,
some of these shots like this, and this is not done well today. This is one
No.
of my big pet peeves with modern sci-fi. Usually, this is the stuff they get wrong. It's like not believable at all. We don't have decent set design. Doesn't feel right. Don't feel in their worlds. This all works really good.
that's same thing with like gaming. You could see CGI and gaming and stuff from 10 years ago maybe even further than that, is either as good or better than some of the stuff that's coming out today. And you're like, how did we go backwards? But yeah, I mean, when they hit it and they nailed it, it was done extremely well. So
really good. Yeah, the Yoda thing. So I think the Yoda being like a super Olympian lightsaber fighter is in Attack of the Clones. It was like the big thing that makes everybody cheer, and you're just in shock. Finding Palpatine, it felt so much less, and I think that on the rewatch, there's moments when some of this was good and great. There's other moments where I thought it was just okay. So that's just my.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the video game. Before you see the movie, live it. Rated T for teen.
Such a fun game. Such a fun game.
Good one, huh?
Oh yeah, it was great.
And my boys were obsessed, and I don't mean like a little bit. They were obsessed with General Grievous. General Grievous is like their Boba Fett in a lot of ways. Like, you know what I mean? They're into clones. They still love clones. They love Boba Fett, of course, but Grievous with 4 lightsabers, and he could twirl them around the way he did and stuff. Like,
well, it's not only that, right? But the fact that like those are from fallen Jedi that he's killed, and that's his trophy, and he's using that to kill other like that. I wish we were able to see him collect some trophies. That would have been cool because we don't. I mean, I guess really seeing Grievous, he doesn't do that much on screen except what's already like kind of portrayed. You know what I mean? But just knowing that where he got it from, what he's capable of, is spinning hands and this like weird bug-like alien creature. Yeah, he was pretty awesome. Plus, General Grievous was such a cool name. You know?
Such a crazy name, right? Such a Star Wars name.
Yeah. So simple but impactful.
Yeah, that was definitely a high point for me for sure. Was the Grievous stuff. All the performances were good. I think that Natalie Portman was really way better than this that she'd been with anything else. The ship's designs, all this stuff. I turned my screen share off and go back. I'm sorry. Put it back. I think she was really good. She's beautiful in this, way prettier than she was in some of the other stuff. He was good. I mean, some people really are into Hayden Christensen. I think even Eric O'Sullivan on this morning show had a lot of love for him. I always thought he was okay. I don't know that I ever considered him to be so grand, but then again, people love certain movies that I haven't really either watched recently or haven't watched at all. But I think their chemistry came together pretty well. I think the writing was my bigger issue. The ships, oh man, the ships are so good.
Mm-hmm. He was much more bearable in this movie than he was in Clone Wars. Clone Wars, you know, he annoyed me a little bit, but I love the fact in Clone Wars, one of the most like craziest things I saw was when he went to go save his mom. He failed, and then the switch flips and he just annihilates all those sand people. Like that was mind-blowing to me seeing that. And then that speech to Padme about how he hates them all and he took the women, the children, like that was like, holy, like he's like, all right, like that's the hate that we're going to see Vader come from. So, and then he got a lot better, I think, in this movie. He was more, obviously a little bit more mature. And him and Natalie Portman's chemistry in this movie was very well done. So for the most part, it wasn't perfect by any means, but he did a good job.
No, I thought it was good. It was really solid. But yeah, his performance, he's definitely given a more dramatic piece to play with here, and really a good some really good lines and some good stuff to work with. Whereas in Attack of the Clones, it's like this joyous teen boy. He's just like played into his hormones and he's all goofy. And then he's like, I want to be a Jedi someday. And it's just, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. And this felt definitely more authentic. It felt really real. Felt good.
The only aspect of this that I disliked was him even alluding to the fact that Padme and Obi-Wan had something going on. That's
you're like with him now? That was so weird. Yeah.
That was so off-putting and kind of like out of left field. Like, what are you talking about? Like, where would that even come from? So
why would he not just say, you believe Obi-Wan over me? Why would you just say, you believe? Like, that changes the tenor of the whole accusation. Like, why are you believing him over me?
Yes. Yeah, but it came off as like they have some type of like secret, like, oh, Obi-Wan was here when I wasn't here. What were you all talking about? Like that there was some, it just seemed a little odd, I guess, because he could have still flipped out about, hey, I just did all this to save the galaxy and to save your life and rule the galaxy with you, and you're turning your back on me. That's enough right there to just, that he could have used, not the, oh, and also, what was he doing when I wasn't here? Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Real good stuff. Really had a good time on the rewatch. Like I said, I'm going to come down very strong in that sort of vein. I'm going to go 3.5. That's where I'm going to sit. If you go to a 10-point scale, I get a little tricky because I probably would go to a 7.5. But it was fun. It was a really fun movie. A little long. Should be better than that, to be honest. But yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah. I know. There's everything is awesome in it. Soul Assassin. Mace Windu does that Jedi jump and he's landing and creates like the effect, the crater effect. Oh my gosh. It was like, that is what Jedi Masters is supposed to be like. It's what this is
I'm gonna have to
like,
check that out. Because it's
fun.
Something I always heard of, just haven't got to it.
It's a good one. It's fun. Yeah, I need to watch Leon. That's supposed to be I haven't watched that in forever. So, Zach's brother, hope you're doing well, man. I wish our schedules would have worked out. You could be here, man. I wish you really could have been with me, man. Miss you. Yeah. I was just talking about Zach's. We were talking about I was talking to somebody about how bad the finances are at the WB. Did you hear how they just got their financial rating downgraded or something? And they were being on live with being on live with Zach's when all the Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder stuff, but the Henry Cavill stuff was like, it was all transparent. I was like, they don't have money for this. They don't have money to restart again. Like, how do they have money? They're losing money hand over fist. And here we are now where people are like, hey, by the way, their credit score is being down. Of course it is.
Well, yeah, Warner Brothers is just continuously taking on water. I don't think Superman's going to help, but
it's a cluster of a time right now. So, look at the days of how beautiful this is. Look at that.
Ah, it's so cool.
So good.
Yeah, it's you know what? Just going back to that shot, like it just shows you the care and detail of how this one gun works, right? This one obvious artillery battery is working. Like the rounds are being loaded, it's being extracted, right? Like I know this may just like like some people look at this as a throwaway shot, but it shows you the care. Like, oh, here's the blaster door so that obviously things can go out, but nothing's coming in. This is the kind of stuff that we don't see today, right? It's just kind of generic, like, we don't have to explain that. They're just shut up and they're just shooting things. Like, you know what I mean? It's just that extra little detail that makes it believable,
Well, the only time they did do it well, okay, so we'll go back to Andor.
Yes.
It is a cool element that they're in the prison, basically manufacturing Death Star and TIE Fighter components. And so, like, it's one of the few little elements that are pieces of it. But again, this is also a show where you can, like, that and Kenobi, it's like we can just see the set designs. Everybody, like they only bought like 30 feet. There's no actual set. It's like they just put crap on the side of the hill. Like, what are you guys so impressed by? Like, I don't understand. They just doctored up a regular rifle that they bought at the local Bass Pro Shop. What are you talking about? So That was not what Lucas did. He was all in on all these different things for sure.
I agree.
I did love the fact, and I forgot that she has the donut hair in one scene. I forgot that. I was happy to see the donuts.
Yep, little throwbacks, little Easter eggs.
Aliens in my Star Wars. I know. I was like taking note, Matt. There's aliens in the background. I was like, wow. Yeah, it was good. I didn't. So there are some shots though. Yeah, I'm just going to be critical. This is not a well completed shot, but there were some shots that were kind of weak. But I did love just a lot of this. It's just, it felt good. It really did. It really felt good. Had a good time with it. Really good fun watch. And I'm a little envious of the Ginger Ninjas and others who were able to go and see it in the theater. Good on you guys. And I think who it was who said they saw it a few times. Good on you guys. So, yeah. So
can't go wrong watching these.
Happy Orthodox Star Wars. It warms my heart, Ronnie. It warms my heart that you even use the phrase. I'm feeling all right. You know what? I really am. I'm feeling pretty good. I some of my health stuff's a little better. I've not been like on death's door or anything like that, but I just can't knock some of the sinus allergies. I have like a really, really bad problem, and just so I'm better in that regard.
Allergies have been really bad this year.
Just really having a hard time with some of those kinds of things and how it's affecting me. It's affecting my sleep pattern because I can't breathe. So that's been a really hard time until you're not sleeping. My day job stuff's making, so. But I'm doing all right. I'm doing better. And actually, all the other stuff's checked out okay, which is good. It's what you want. You want the checkups to be good. You want the checkups to be good. So
good deal.
Let's see. Part of me wonders if all the failures on purpose to sell the studios to other companies, kind of like the 70s when Lucas made stuff. No. I don't think so. Well, they some of them do lose jobs and stuff. The problem is they just keep coming back. So it's just they keep moving around and whatever. It's the same people is the problem. There's a lot of failure, sideways failure, whatever. So
it's like coaches in a sports team or in like say the NHL, right? This coach gets fired, and then just well the Canucks, Canadians or whoever fire this coach. Well, then the Flyers pick them up next season, and then just keep swapping. It's just moving the chess pieces, but it's the same pieces. They're just going different portions of the board. That's all.
That's
why the same old junk gets getting, because it's until these people literally fade out of the industry completely. And why would they? They control the industry. They're not going to. Just like Kathleen Kennedy already said, right? She's like, I'm not retiring. Why would I? She's not going to. She's never going.
Why
anywhere.
would they need to leave? Yeah, Alan Ladd just moved back over to a different studio. Like they just move around. It's like I don't understand. Like some of these people are like the people that are really behind some of these decisions. They just if they're not still there, they just went to another company and they're doing the same crap over there. You just haven't caught up to it yet. Because remember, these things take a couple of years for them to flow into reality. So, yeah, you know what we did, Soul Assassin? We were so I was on with Baron. So if you haven't seen that video with Baron today, feel free to check that out. We were showing off some trading cards, and I had them laid out. So then we started, the kids are around, Matt. So I'm taking it as, you want to look at these? Let's look at these. So, show them how to hold them proper. So, teach them how to be a good, responsible collector. And then just read the crap on the cards. And it was like, there's all these factoids. And it's like, I'm trying, man. I got to get them. Because once they're down the rabbit hole, I'm going to have them. They're going to be hooked. It's there. They're hooked on other stuff. It's just that they're not hooked on the same exact. So that's why my wife says, oh, they don't like your, which is fine. I'm fine. And I will say, and my take is, this generation, they're really into video games. They're the byproducts of video games and Lego stuff. So that's like we were old. I'm older than that, right? We didn't really have video games. We had like arcades. So it was just different, right? Didn't have Legos. Lego Star Wars didn't even happen until I believe Attack of the Clones. AC, if you're still out there, you'll set me straight. But I'm pretty sure it was Attack of the Clones.
I think so.
So of course they're addicted to that kind of stuff because that's the thing, right? So
that's how I like even me, that's how I learned a lot of this stuff. And I always say this, I know I mention this like every single time, but when we were watching, me and my brother growing up watching the original trilogy, and they started re-releasing all the toys, right? The Stormtrooper figures and everything. We started buying them all and everything. That's when they, re-released Star Wars with that digital nonsense that they put into it. Well, I mean, we grew up even before that stuff on them because they'd always play them on during Christmas time on like TNT, they would play Empire Strikes Back all the time. We watched we wore them out. But we're getting the toys, and then you read the back of the toy, and it had the placard, right? And it would you'd read all about Lando, and I remember the Stormtrooper, and it said, "Oh, the armor came from the Clone Wars," and I was like, "Wait, what? What the hell is a Clone Wars?" That sounds
How do you think
amazing.
we felt? How do you think we felt? We were like in the 70s. We didn't know what a Clone War was. They weren't even allowed to talk about it, Matt. There was a comic book series. We didn't know, but there was a comic book series going on for years, and they were told not to talk about the Clone Wars. We were waiting there. We were buying comic books thinking someday there's going to be a Clone War explanation. There's going to be this. What's the deal with the Wookiees? What's the deal with... No.
Yeah.
It was off limits back then. We didn't even know.
But that's once like that was the appeal to us, and how we learned about things was even in the Marvel world, right? When I was young and grade school, I'd collect all those fleet cards or whatever, and you read on the back and you read about all these abilities and issues, and it's like, oh, that happened in that issue. Okay, I gotta find that issue, or I gotta find out more information about it. So it was the physical media part that got us down the rabbit hole of wanting more and more and more. And, that's what's unfortunate about today, is that everything's going digital or whatever. So, back
true.
when Spike TV would do Star Wars or Indiana Jones weekends. Yep. God, I remember Spike TV.
I do. And you know what I found recently was that kind of era? I think it was Tubi. I have it earmarked. My wife's like, "How is this on the here?" Like, I forget whichever app it is. It's free, so it's like a Tubi or a Pluto, whatever one. I moved it literally to the front. She's like, "What is this doing?" They have MXC.
MXC. Yep.
Remember MXC? Yep. Like the swinging nards of death and the bot. Oh my gosh! I moved it to the front.
MXC is like a hilarious,
stupid, mindless entertainment you can possibly imagine.
It's hilarious, though. I remember
right you are, Ken.
Yep, it'd be like late night on TV, and you're just sitting there hysterically laughing.
It would just be in the background. I would just be working. It would be like when I would work on my side hustles. I remember having it on when I would be writing. So I'd be writing news pressers. I'd be writing prep for the radio show. I'd be doing, I would stay up late because the kids would have to go to bed. You'd finally have whatever. And my wife's like, I gotta go to sleep. I still got 2 more hours of work to do. And it's the kind of thing I would just have on, and just they would say such stupid things and just laughing and just
those announcers, and then
it's the best. It's all dubbed. It's so cheesy.
Oh,
If you don't know, look it up. I got to do some videos on MXC. I got to figure out what I can get away with on copyright, because if I'm allowed to, guarantee I'm going to sneak in stuff on Loki and see what the reaction. There's no way he'll know that's coming. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. For sure.
That's what I love. Like, that's what really stinks about copyright. I get it. I understand. Right. But it's such a shame. Like, you have so many ideas and so many things of certain stuff. And it's like, I can't do it. Like, there's so many times I've tried to make videos and use funny little moments or whatever and editing. And then you don't know until you upload it. And then you're like, that just ruined the whole bit that I was trying to do just for like a little clip, So
I got a new trick for you. You ready? Mirror it.
Oh, flip it.
And if you really want to use a long clip, let's say like I used like let's say Lucas talking. Like if we did an interview, I wanted to use like 30, 40 seconds. You flip it, make it black and white. I'll put what it is over the top, and then I'll trim it. But I won't, but I can get like 11 seconds and then trim and get like, mirror. So I flip it, black and white, put a reference over it or overlay over it. Oh yeah. I've got a couple
I know
of those
sometimes with music too, if you just change the pitch a little bit, just make it a little off.
Yeah. Speed it up, slow it up, cut a little clip out. You can get it through. Yeah. Or you can just Google or YouTube up some crazy person's remix and then just play with their remix because they've already remixed it.
That's what that's my danger zone when I
So. I got a Ghostbusters one like that and a Stranger Things one they're like that. They're just someone else's remix of something that I modified. So it's been remixed. It's Let's catch up on you guys out here in chat. Let's see. I think I talked about Wikipedia for sure. I think y'all like the movies, fanboys. It's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, this was definitely in my wheelhouse back in the day. So Assassin's Trek versus War. And trust me, I had a close friend who's totally a Trek person. I know you Trek people are out there. Norporio, I see you raising your hand. Listen, I get it, man. It's fun. It was fun stuff. So Spike TV. Yeah, I got you. What's the deal with the clones? What is the deal with these clones? MXC is just, Ronnie, I'm telling you, man, just absolute retarded humor. So just it's basically like what is the name of the show? We have an American version of it. It's sort of like an obstacle course type game show or whatever. Anyway,
it's American Gladiators, sort of, but like
no, it's
or the other one
than that. Regular people, yeah. Anyways, that name, but it's dubbed in Japanese, Ronnie, and it's played for laughs, and it's just so goofy. Look at you. Good job. All right, man. Great to see you, brother. OG, thank you, man. Great to see you, man. Throwing down the Pops Angels. I got to bring the Pops Angels back, but the Angels don't have time for me, man. They're busy. So the problem is my show ideas and some of these different things I do, it's like they kind of have to go on the shelf for a while because of scheduling in life and whatever. So yeah, I would not be surprised. They would be dudes like me who would know. Wipeout. That's it. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Yep. Yes, Wipeout. Have you ever seen Wipeout? Imagine Wipeout with Japanese people, and then it's dubbed and not taken seriously. So whatever's happening on screen, these people are laughing or whatever. They're being mocked by these fake announcers that, don't get eliminated. I mean, it's completely insane. I love that show.
Awesome. The Indiana Jones ball would come down.
Oh my god!
And you see them shoving them out as they're trying to hide, and then the commentaries
are just they're swinging stuff around. They're called the swinging nards of death. And I'm like, this is completely insane. Like, Anyway, MXC is part of my Star Wars conversation. I don't know how that happened, but hey, you know what? You get what you get around here. Just how it works. Stream of consciousness. So, what a Star Wars day it has been, my friend. What a Star Wars day it has been. It's a little lighter for me. Like I said, won't be doing it next year. I don't know what I'll do for I may adopt AC's principle of Star Wars month and just do something a little more focused in that way over the course of the month. Maybe I'll do more legitimate reviews of the movies. I've never really done reviews like in my normal style other than Revenge of the Sith. I think I did a couple years ago. Something like that maybe, but being on Memorial Day seems a little awkward. I don't want to do that.
Well, you could do pre-recorded videos too. And then
I just don't think I want them. I just don't want to do it on Memorial Day.
On
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Day.
Yeah, because it falls on Memorial Day. So I think 2027 though should be. I think it might be my free for all. Might be my mic drop. That's it. So yeah. The Takashi Castle. I know and I love it. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's good stuff. But no, it's been fun. So I've gotten in a good 5 to 6 hours of live streaming, a couple videos, a couple hours there, tons of shorts. I've been, I love my little short. They're like commercials for me. That's how I treat them. They're my commercials, or did you see or do you know? That's my take on shorts. I don't know who treats them as anything other than that, but to me, they're those three things, and they're fine. I don't mind telling people the truth. That's just what they're for. So
the commercials are great. They're great walks down memory lane. Bringing it back. Even it's crazy how just those little Burger King commercials just shows you how much stuff has changed within just the last, I want to say 10 years, but it's longer than that. So, I mean, it's just crazy to me how much it's changed. But I love the nostalgia of it, man. I love that stuff. I love seeing it. It reminds me of what I felt like were better times. Not that it's terrible now, but it's just
different.
Nothing beats how it used to be.
All right, let me take you back to one I don't think you've ever seen. So I love the Monster cereals, which they do release every October. So again, when you were kids, it's like, what could they do to get us to buy things? And it was like, I don't know, put Star Wars in it.
Midnight. Time for a complete breakfast with my Count Chocula.
You can't count.
It's time for my strawberry-flavored Frankenberry.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Star Wars stickers. They're here. Wow, I've got the spaceship.
A collection of Star Wars stickers, one in specially marked boxes of these monster cereals.
Star Wars stickers!
That's so
wow,
cool.
I got a spaceship. It was probably not even filmed for this commercial. They just stuck it together.
Oh yeah.
Spaceship. Like, what? So great. Yeah, there's some of those vintage commercials. They would say instead of saying Princess Leia, they'd say Princess Leia, things like that. So yeah,
I just remember when cereal had stuff in it, like the toys, you know, or like little things, and Cracker Jacks actually had little toys in it, and not just like some cheap little tattoo that they put in there now, if they even do that anymore. But I'll never forget, like Trix had this little the rabbit. It's like a little spoon.
Yeah,
it was.
Are you kidding me? I have which commercial do you want? I have that many commercials. There, I literally have all these commercials. I have a Cracker Jack commercial. I guarantee you've never seen. I have a Cracker Jack commercial with like he's a star of the '60s. This is this crazy Cracker Jack commercial. It's loading. No, I've had whole segments of Saturday morning cartoons. I've cut them all up. There are our commercial breaks were Pop-Tarts, cereals, and McDonald's. It's no wonder we're fat and obese, brother. I am not joking. It's completely nuts.
I mean,
so I have uploaded this individually. So it's actually on my channel. So I have copyright protections from this, but this is actually like a star. So I don't know who to liken this to, but you would get I think you'd get a feel for like the type of like sitcom actor or something like that. But you know where it's going. You gotta know.
When it comes to Cracker Jack, some kids never grow up.
It's epic, isn't it? That's crazy.
It's so awesome. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was 1967. That's what I traced it back to. So
wow.
I forget the guy's name. I could look it up, but it's
the bear with like a Yogi Bear kind of thing. Probably wasn't, but that's
no, I don't think it was. But yeah, no, so much stuff. So I have a Sugar Bear. Ooh, yeah. Sugar Bear. I have Tony the Tiger. I still have my Twinkie the Kid. I still have a Twinkie the Kid thing over there. I have some of those kinds of things. Not much. So listen, Corey, you take care, my friend. Thanks for everything. Thanks for that. So but yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good being able to spend some time with you. How does the summer look as you start to head into, maybe an easier schedule time to get you streaming and doing some stuff together or not? Or what people would expect?
Summer should be a little bit easier. Just with life has been absolutely insane. Every time I feel like it's been slowing down, I'm like, okay, I might be able to get into a rhythm again. Then something happens and it's like, oh,
gotcha.
So, but I think this summer, at least in the next couple weeks or so, it should be slowing down. And honestly, to be honest, there's some decent movies coming out this summer that I actually want to watch and review. So, because that's really what I want to focus on, at least on the channel, do more more reviews rather than the nonsensical news anymore. I just it's more fun for me to just do movie reviews rather than good and bad, rather than just focus on like, Warner Brothers is losing money. Like, we know that, but yeah. So
water is wet.
Yeah,
news at 11.
Exactly. Yeah,
yes.
It's like, oh, they're ruining the same thing they've been ruining for the past 5 years. I get tired of repeating it, but so yeah, I think in the next couple weeks minimum, summer's gonna I'll be able to. It'll slow down a little bit for me. I should be able to get back into a rhythm because honestly, I've been wanting to do my regular streams on Thursdays, and it just hasn't worked out because it's like by the time I get home, get everything settled, I'm like, like I got to get up and do it all over again. So it's a little bit rougher. I was thinking of changing days to a weekend, but then you know how weekends go. Sometimes it's like that's when you have the free time to do everything else you can't do during the week. So yeah, it's just finagling this into life sometimes can be a hustle, but yeah, I'm hoping to get back into a little bit more of a rhythm and get some stuff out and definitely stream because like I said, I miss this. This is fun. This has always been fun, even with you, good. Justin, and it's always a blast. So
that's awesome. No, I love it, Lane. Just let me know. Let me know, man. It's been good. Now I do a lot more pre-records now for that reason, man. It's just too hard after a day's work and farm work and the hustle and the grind. Got to get up and do it again. It's like so I kind of mix in certain times to block out for recording. And I know Ronnie, I've got you lined up. We're gonna get that figured out here, Ronnie. Get you on a schedule. We're gonna talk some AI stuff, talk some other stuff that people aren't talking about here, and catch up. Put a flag in the ground and yeah, just do my thing, man. Just hanging out. And I'm happy to say I did another Star Wars day. Did my best to kind of focus on some of the positives and had a good time hanging out with you and all you folks in chat and all the people throughout the day. Man, so many of you are so generous too with all the gifted memberships and all the support and love you guys have been showing me. I can't thank you enough. And just keep on doing what I do, man. Talking movies, pop culture. I haven't been doing comic books as much, man. If I'm cynical on anything, it's just the grind of the big stuff is still pretty bad. It's kind of like I'm just sick of talking about it. And I know there's stuff that people do like, but it just a lot of what I'll say is just like, hey, that one was good. Remember the last time it was good? It's still good. It's pretty much what it will be every single video. I'd be saying the exact same thing. Hey, Conan 20's out and it's good. Remember 2019 issue number 19? It was good too. So no surprise, 20's good. It's like that's literally going to be the thing. You know?
About the comic stuff, I was going to say there's that one comic.
There's these, they're good, and then these that are still bad, they're just bad. And then some stuff that they claim is good, like let's say like the absolute Batman, they're all just flash in the pan. I'm sorry, man. I've been there, been through this. We'll see what people say about it 20 years later. Just if they're on a graphic novel or whatever, you could get them and enjoy them or not. I don't know. That's fine. But I'm not spending I'm not spending $5 and $10 a piece for these things. It's just way too much money. No. And I think there's just too many people talking about it too. It's just I've enjoyed just talking about what I do, what we do. And I got a great response. I redid my pop talk thing, man. And I just talked about the movies that the missus and I are watching and stuff, and just like 5 or 6 minutes per movie. And I got a great response from that for being my first one back doing it. So I may just do kind of like the quick hitter type approach to some of that kind of stuff, even though it's more like, and I make clips out of them so they get their own video. It's almost like, just clip them. So yeah, we'll see. Looking good, man.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
My idea in my notepad over there. I have some movies that either I need to revisit that I haven't seen in years, or movies that I've always that everyone's always talked about that some I've just never seen and never sat down and watched, or hot takes on some other movies like Jaws 2. Like I hate Jaws 2. I know a lot of people love it. I hate it. I think it's horrible. So. Just stuff like that, like or what was that one movie? I think it was Dennis Quaid. They shrink him down into this
inner space.
Yes, right. Like that popped up out of nowhere for some reason. I remember seeing that movie as a kid, and I'm like, I haven't seen that movie in ages. That would be so much fun,
man. So much fun.
Yeah. It's like I want to know.
See, that's what I do, man. That's what I do. I just watch stuff I want to watch, make a video on it. And then I love the first watch thing. So if you're ever you got something that you want to do a first watch on, let me know, man. We'll figure out how to coordinate recording the video and talk about it, because I think that's a fun angle. So I do that regularly now. I've got kind of an every once or twice a month. So I do it with Gord King. He picks one he's never seen. I pick one I haven't never seen. And then I've done it with Baron a couple times. I was just talking to Troy Pacelli about doing it. I got one coming up with Squeaka. Spoiler alert. Squeaka has never seen Blazing Saddles.
Ooh,
we've got this on the down low. I've talked to the boyfriend because she about peed herself watching Airplane for the first time. So I mean, I can't imagine Blazing Saddles. So I said, what I want, I can't have. What I want is him to use a cell phone and actually get a video for live reacting, just for me personally. However, could you imagine what life will be like if you had never seen this movie and you watch it for the first time in 2025? I mean,
so
your brain.
Tell her, let her know. Certain cinemas have what they call flashback cinemas. It's like on every Sunday and every Wednesday they play old movies. What me and the kiddo just saw Scream for the very first one where they had it out, and it was great. It was awesome to see that movie in the cinemas. Right? They are going to play Blazing Saddles in the next couple weeks.
Oh, so, it was just here on a local our local stuff. So yeah, I don't know if she's where they're going to do that or not, but yeah, she's going to watch it. I got that coming out. I couldn't be more excited of documenting her first experience watching that.
I cannot imagine.
I cannot. Yeah, I cannot. So that's been a blast, and I have to be honest, it also has been challenging. So like Baron had turned me onto a crazy weird cult movie called Android I didn't even know existed. And it was like a very bad movie, but it also feels like it had some really good ideas. And it feels like it could have been a Twilight Zone or an Outer Limits, or it's like in the Blade Runner universe, or it's just this weird thing it's free on YouTube. I don't even know how it's out there, but it is. So yeah, I love doing that. That's what we're doing, man. So the channel just kind of is a fluid, because life's too complex, man. Life's not, and YouTube doesn't pay enough. It's not like YouTube's just, you're going to write my mortgage. So until it does, it's just, you get what you can manage and just have fun doing it. Don't let it wear you down. And it's the reason we do Star Wars Day the way we do. So,
yep. I'm glad. And I thank you for the invite and you still doing this and keeping the original, the core and heart of Star Wars. I know everybody in the chat and everything appreciates this. And it's keeping this alive rather than that. I say the corporate takeover, I guess.
Yeah, just don't let it get you bogged down. And there are some good things that people haven't enjoyed, and I think that's fine. Like I said on the thing with Baron, I showed off some trading cards. Say, listen, these were done on the Disney era, and they're beautiful. Sorry, there's some stuff that's good. Ginger Ninja, he's getting paid to do Topps cards. I mean, I can't throw shade at that. I mean, it's my bro. So what do you want me to say? So you know what? You kind of just ebb and flow with what you want to do. I got one more fun commercial to head out the door, folks. Hope you've had a good Star Wars. Hope it doesn't end. Hope you guys are going to make a plan to watch something good, have some fun, put a smile on your face, realize that this franchise was such a game changer in so many ways and, deserves a lot of love and fun times to share with other generations. So that's what this was about. So hope you had a good time. Matt, can't thank you enough, man. All of you in chat, you've been amazing all day. It's just great to have you guys out there. And with that, be blessed, talk hard, happy Star Wars Day. Here we go.
Star Wars. You can battle for the galaxy with new Episode 3 lightsabers. You can choose Obi-Wan's lightsaber with Force vibration. Train with Jedi Master Yoda.
What will you have?
And choose your destiny like Anakin Skywalker.
He chose the dark side. Where to find it, too.
With the Darth Vader voice changer, the transformation is complete.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
New Star Wars lightsabers and voice changer, each sold separately. Cable batteries not included. Ask an adult before going online.
I'm Ross. All I do is chill. My life is a thrill, for real, Bob Ross. I be too calm for the drama. You don't wanna cause a problem.